What up? What up? It's your boy Kirk Frost, and you're chilling with the Biz with my man D.
All right, everybody. Thank you for all tuning in to the Biz with D, My Fierce Wings Radio. David Duane. I mean, I think we've had everybody from Love and Hip Hop, but now we got Kirk on the line, husband of Rashida, manager, has his own label, D-Lo Entertainment. You've seen him on Love and Hip Hop, and he's on with us. What's going on, Kirk?
Hey, what's up, man? What's going on with you?
Not much, just working and grinding.
Same here. Working hard, grinding hard.
That's what's up. And I mean, y'all are always working hard. So I gotta say, thanks for showing love and just being cool people that y'all are. Because y'all definitely, I mean, even coming through with the contest, helping with that. I mean, I appreciate that a lot.
It's all good. She would definitely be trying to keep everything. She's staying in line with it.
Definitely. How did you get started with music? Just in case for those that aren't so in tune with your story, because I know how you got started with music, but I want you to kind of tell them how you got started.
I mean, for me, the beginning for me, music, I mean, growing up in New York, in the Bronx and all that, it's in you, from seeing it. But for me, coming to Atlanta and actually getting focused, I got with a group. I seen these girls perform. And actually, it was a girl group called the Capers, which was Rashida KP and a girl named Kiki. Mm-hmm. And at that time, they were a group, and they was thinking about, like, really taking it serious. And I got with them, and I was like, yo, I want y'all to be my first group. And they kind of thought I was playing, but once I went to them with the paperwork, and I started just had them working with everybody. And that was early on. That was when Jermaine was hot. They was working with Jermaine, Brad, Corrupts, and I mean, I immediately put my foot down, had them in, like, the Sword. They was all in Rap City.
Wow.
So they had billboards, every magazine out. When that age was going, that's how I jumped in the game. I just really went hard with them, and I really just came in the game just trying to make it happen, just thinking. I mean, and I'm going to be honest, it was a learning lesson, but that's how I got started.
Okay. And I mean, and that was like your first act, like managing, correct?
That was actually the first act signed to D-Lo, actually.
Wow.
So D-Lo, the independent label, was something I did with Fully Loaded. And the first album, for independent numbers, the album did good, a little over 50, a couple of 100,000 singles. But the girls definitely were they were so young, 15. They were just so young. Everybody. They had boyfriends, one going in another direction, another one going in another direction. And when it was time just to get into even putting out the next record, the distraction of all the friends, they still wanted to live their life. They didn't want to leave out of town. There was just so much going on. And we didn't even get into the Capers album, but during the first album, we wound up, one of the girls, KP, from the group, wound up doing a bass record with Envy, which was the Shorty Swing My Way record that went platinum. So you got a platinum artist in the group now, and it's just so much going on, and they're working with the biggest people out, and it was just, to be honest, early, I think it was a little too much for the group, too fast.
Right. So how long was did that group actually last?
The thing about it was they were a group for a long time, because I signed them in 95.
Okay.
The album didn't come out to 98, and immediately following up with the first two, we put out two singles. It was one, Don't Stop, and then the next one was Just For You, Jermaine produced, featuring the Brad, which those videos are on YouTube.
Right.
99 came, and Rashida totally wanted to just change the sound, because them records were more, like, all over. They were more New Yorkish. You could play them everywhere, Atlanta too, but Rashida was at that point saying, listen, I want to keep doing music. I want to just do what I want to do in the sound I want to do. So in 99, mid-99, she came out with the record Do It, again, independent record, and went straight to number one. It was the number one single on the charts anyway. So when we did that, it kind of opened up the doors for Rashida, and again, D-Lo, pushing forward again and continuing the music legacy. And it just goes on from there, from the Do It to the, Off the Chain, to the Vibrate, to the Touch Your Toes, My Bubblegum, Georgia Peach. I mean, we just it's so many records that's been in movies, TV. I mean, My Bubblegum is a platinum single, independent record. So just been a whirlwind of independent, some label stuff, but the labels, for me, the numbers never really work. So I'm really into numbers, and if the numbers don't make sense for me, I can't stick with it.
Right. So that's why you guys have been independent for so long, basically.
Yeah, because I come from New York. I mean, my father was a street hustler. You know, me coming from the streets myself, I'm going to be honest,
right.
You know, and me, you know, getting it together and going straight business, you know, numbers mean a lot to me. I don't really care about the fame and the fortune. Like, okay, we'll give you, you know, we did the deal where they give you $400,000 or $500,000 and you never get a check again for the rest of your life. But meanwhile, I got these other independent albums that I took no money on, and these singles that I put out years ago are steady bringing in revenue, and then you got 4 or 5 of them piling up, and now you're starting to look at this like, wait a minute, the revenue for 12 months, you know, if you get 200 and something grand over a 12-month period, and you keep letting the label come in and take everything from you, you know, you losing your retirement plan. So you don't own your masters, you don't own nothing. You get one check and you never get another check. And for me, that just didn't work. And then once I learned to place the music in movies and TV and then having a platinum single, I mean, from the Vibrant record to the My Bubblegum, those records right there changed our lives, period. Like, those records we'll eat off of when we here and when we dead and gone, our grandkids and kids. And there's so many more records to the catalog. We like 103 records in. Probably 60 of them been placed on TV and movies. So it's quietly, it's not a big Broadway thing, but it's a big thing for us because the publishing is just, our catalog and publishing and placements are huge right now.
Yeah, it definitely is huge. So you never actually, like, did any rapping or singing or songwriting yourself or producing?
I definitely, I produced, definitely. I produced on every Rashida album you've ever heard. You know, I produced my Bubblegum record, me and a partner of mine, Duane.
Wow.
I mean, I would say 75% of Rashida albums, they're produced in-house with D-Lo. So, again, that's what it's all about for us, but the record's got to be hot. But for me, I rapped on the Capers album. I'm probably on like 3 of those records. I probably rapped on Rashida's, I think the Dirty South album, like one verse. You know, so I'm here with Rashida on the side, like throwing ideas. Rashida writes her ass off, but I mean,
yes.
You know, she just stuck and she need an idea or two. I can kind of give it from a male perspective for us to like it because, you know, not only do women got to like it, us guys got to find a way to like it too. So I'll get in it with Rashida. But right now, rapping, I haven't done it in a minute, but will I be doing it shortly? I don't know. I might have something coming up. Season 3 Love and Hip Hop, I might jump back in it.
Ah, so something that we could possibly look forward to with this new season, basically.
I'm definitely feeling the itch for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, I mean, this new season is crazy. Last season was ridiculous, but this season is like fucking crazy. Like, I've talked to all of you practically individually, and before it premiered, everybody was like fucking wow, crazy. Like, are you surprised that this season has gotten so turned up, or are you not that surprised?
I think, to be honest, shooting it, I knew this was going to be, first of all, y'all just about to hit. What y'all seen so far is good, but I would say on a notch of 1 to 10, what has been seen is about a 5. So it's about to even blow the doors off even more. So am I surprised? I'm not surprised because Mona pushed really hard. Like, to be honest with you, they push so hard. I mean, when I say they push hard, they really don't film you a lot if there's nothing going on in your, you know, you'll see episodes and people will be missing and you'll be wondering. So I'm not surprised because really if you're not going to open up the doors to what's going on in your life, then I'm going to be honest with you, they'll move to the next. So you're going to get a lot of shocking and strange things happening because they're covering the things that you don't want nobody to know, and they're covering the things you want people to know. It's not always about, you know, when you're looking at reality, sometimes they always covering stuff that, you know, like how we tried to go last year. We wanted to just keep it clean cut, and just try to just, let a little bit in, and, you got, and then we really just opened up around 5 on out. We just really just let it go and said, all right, they was there. So it really wasn't nothing we could do about it. And I seen the reaction from the people. So really what they getting this year is just, everybody is just more open about the drama. Everybody just like, you know what, they're going to say something rather than good, they're going to say something rather than bad. And you know what, it just seems like when you let them in, you're going to get more.
That's true. So, I mean, there's a whole big conflict and conversation about Rashida being pregnant. I have to say congratulations on the whole thing, but it seems like there is a lot, with the episodes. Is it more to the whole situation, or are we seeing it as it is with that whole thing right now?
There's more to it. We just getting into that. I think that thing is going to get really deep. Well, I know it's going to get deep because, as a matter of fact, we're still shooting. We're almost done. But, to be honest with you, we because they added another episode, so the season will run longer. So I think really, to be honest with you, with Rashida, I felt like Rashida was just getting to a place where, she gave people "Marry Me" last year, which was like just a woman's type anthem, a little fun record. But I'm more of Rashida to do it, the ones that 250,000 plus singles and just rock the crowd and energetic. So when Rashida coming with the new record and hit it from the back record, which is more of the grimy Rashida that I try to push, I feel like, why would you get pregnant? I'm just telling you honestly, it rubbed me the wrong way. And people like, oh, you and her got pregnant, you helping. But my whole thing is with Rashida is I was having some problems with my kids, and me raising kids for so long. I was just telling her, I'm just glad that me and Rashida got one child together, but Rashida's been there helping me raise my other kids, just whenever she can. She's always been like their second mother. So, I'm so glad that Kai, being our child, is 12, and we got 6 more years that we could leave out of town next year and he could be home and he could just start, I'm just getting to a point where I'm feeling like freedom is on the horizon. And I think Rashida was just in her mind, just honestly listening to that conversation and decided to be like, oh, so you don't want no more kids? Oh, okay. Now, I think it was one of them things for her where she wasn't going to let me shut her down. And I really took it the wrong way, to be honest with you. I'm just being honest about it. I took it the wrong way. It rubbed me the wrong way. I'm looking at the money she's making on the road, everything is just at the top right now. And I'm sitting here like, why would you stop taking your pills in the middle of you've been wanting this spot for a long time, so why would you fuck it up now? And that's when me and her start rubbing, and her thing is, I can do this till I'm 7.5 months pregnant. I'm going to go out here and get it. I'm going to drop the baby like it's nothing. I'm going to be right back on the road 3 weeks later. And I hear Rashida because she did it the first time, but my thing was, let's get a little more stable, maybe 3rd or 4th season, get into it. But she took it and did her own. She did what she wanted to do, basically. And, again, that's Rashida. She's going to do what she want to do.
Wow.
So here you have it on why basically, when you see me, I'm angry, saying whatever I want to say, trying to piss her off to get her to follow my direction. Was it right? No. And was I mad for real? Yes. So, when you in one of them situations where you trying to, get them to understand that you hurting the business, everything for me was hurting the business. Everything from her was positive. So we was really in 2 different spaces. That's the whole gist of it. She's thinking one way, I'm thinking another way.
Wow. Well, I totally understand where you're coming from and then where she's coming from then, too, because it's like she's wanted another child, and then you're like, well, now is not the right time because, you're at a point where you really want it to be. And I got to agree with you because, throughout your career with Rashida, so that y'all have been able to do phenomenal things as an independent artist versus what a label can do. Because personally, anybody that's a music fan that's listening or knows about the industry, a major label is not exactly the right way to go unless it's a distribution deal.
Right, and they got to be
even that's crazy.
And that's one thing about it, because my thing for Rashida this go round was, I'm going to put my foot in this new record because it's just like, the Marry Me record, I'll give it to her. It's not one of my favorites, but it's a little over 200 and I think 60-something thousand ringtones and singles sold from last year to now, and it's constantly selling every day. So with the record not even being big at radio, I mean, those type of sales come off of records that drive you crazy. You hear them over and over and over. And, Rashida can go anywhere and these people sing this record from front to back, and it's just another one to add it to the collection. So I'm fairly because people kind of took that record a little jokey because they don't know. Like you hear people make jokes like even K. Michelle saying you rap like Shorty Low. With K. Michelle, being that she's not Atlanta native, she didn't know that Shorty Low bit Rashida's style and ran with it. She didn't know that Young L.A. took Rashida's style and ran with it. And Rashida was pissed about it. Even program directors called us. If you go back, you can listen to any one of Rashida's from 06, 05, from Touch Your Toes to my Bubblegum. If you look at the flow, you can understand where they took it from. But I told her, be flattered by it because they going to give the guy the credit. They took it and ran with it. But one thing about Rashida, I told her, you an innovator. You invent flows and sayings, Boss Chick, the Georgia Peach. It doesn't matter. You're going to always invent something that they're going to run with. And when you're an inventor, you're going to always be a creator. So never worry about it. But, I just look at the whole situation and say, you know what, in a sense, I realize at this point in time, we really are blessed for what we got, but you just getting to see the beefing and the rumbling back and forth between two people who just don't agree, and that's just what it is. Rashida's my friend. Rashida, and we got a friendship beyond the marriage and us doing business together. But you got Rashida being an artist, you got me being a label, and then you got Rashida personally looking out for herself because she don't feel a certain way. So that's a lot of clashing in itself because Rashida, the artist, should do it. Rashida personally don't want to do it. It could be this amount of money involved for the artist. She don't want to do it personally. And again, it makes a lot of friction, and people never seem to understand. They just look at it like, oh, yeah, he shouldn't get her to do that, or he shouldn't be trying to. But at the end of the day, listen, if it's going to put another 75 or 80 grand in your pocket, you're independent. Why not?
Right. I would have got on that Carly record if I was Rashida, because that record is hot.
The Carly record was set up so well. The thing about it was, listen, Carly was willing to put the record out through D-Lo and making sure you was getting your funds off the rip because it was administrated through D-Lo, who's always cut you a check since 1995. So you knew you was going to make your money, and like with Carly, she's never even put a record out before. One thing about me is I do fair business. Like, this is a shiesty industry, but when you're doing your homework, I don't owe 2 cents to nobody. So my thing is to do it right. You get what I'm saying? And everybody going to always deal with you from. That's why we can go to anybody from an Akon to anybody who hot. We can go get a track with because they know our reputation, and that's what I base it on. Just forget the moment. This is entertainment. I was trying to tell her, listen, you're entertaining. You're not only just a rap artist right now. You're doing TV. Entertain the people. She's singing records about you. Y'all ain't got even if y'all are friends, she's singing records about you, and you could throw one back at her. What's the problem? So, artist-wise, she don't feel that's necessary because that's her personal opinion. But for the game of rap, we all know hip-hop has always had this coming, from the LLs and the MC Shans to you can go through beats from history to now, from the old to the new. It's just part of the game, and if you as a female not willing to participate, I think you're hurting yourself, and you're not giving your fans what they want and what's going on. And that's the argument. Y'all don't really see that too much, but that was one of the big arguments. Not to mention she want a store right now. She wanted the video. She wanted so many things, and I'm feeling like, listen, this is clearly somewhere between 75 to 100 grand in downloads, period. Let's do that. This will supplement the income. No, she wouldn't do it.
Wow. So, I mean, is everything, are y'all going to do the store? What's going on with that?
The Unbossy store, I mean, things are getting better this year. I mean, I'll say this, the work from last year, you definitely got a lot of things that we play some music in, what's this, Bad Girls Club. A few of them songs are on there, they theme records. again, a lot of stuff we was doing in 12 and 11 are starting to pay up now. So money has definitely changed from the beginning to now. So maybe the store in season 3. You know, I just want to make sure we out the red. You know, I had a lot of stuff happen, a lot of people depending on us, and I just didn't want to put myself in another big overhead situation. Not to mention Rashida bringing a child, another child in here. It's like, how are we going to do all that?
Right. And do you feel like you guys are going to make it work the best way possible? I mean, that's kind of a dumb question, but I mean,
we've made it work for 16 years. I don't see it not working, you know. So,
right.
I mean, nothing is impossible. But do I see it working? I mean, it's gonna be somebody gonna have to bid, you know. And usually, me being 9 years older than Rashida, she gonna have to pretty much bend my way, and that's just me keeping it 100. Like, I understand where she's coming from, but I mean, we got a lot of things to put under the hatch, and we got a lot of fixing to do in a fast period of time. You know, Rashida got to have a baby. Rashida got to whip herself back in shape. We got to get a man. You know, it's a lot that got to happen. And, you know, once I see that starting to happen, that I could kind of get a gauge on where we're going to go from there. Because what I see now, I can't just say, yeah, it's just going to be. I don't know that until it starts happening.
Right. But I mean, like you said, she did it the first time, but I'm sure she's gonna be able to do it that second time, even, you know, more fierce. Because I mean, you still got the season going on, and y'all about to drop the new single. So I mean, I can only imagine.
Yeah, I totally feel, you know. Again, I say it like this: a lot of stuff we started on early is truly blessing us now. I mean, Rashida did come out with the Poise cosmetic. That joint is about to launch on the website like any day now. So she
nice.
I mean, she got a lot of good points. Like, listen, the cosmetic line is about, it's crazy. A lot of girls are seeing the stuff she got coming and going crazy over it and wanting it now. So again, it's so many things that we have to see how they pan out. If they pan out and be as big as we think they'll be, definitely see an I'm Bossy store for season 3. You'll definitely see me because I ride. If you don't know, I'm into the bikes. I ride the bikes. I'm from New York.
Oh yeah, I've seen that on
Facebook. Four-wheelers all through the streets. So I ride like crazy, and it's a big movie with the bike. So we call Go Hard Boys, which is our GHB. I'm gonna bring that clothing line out shortly, which is beginning to happen now. So even me getting to launch things that I want to do at this point in time is a blessing. So we got to just see how the whole pie begin to put itself together. And I think we're going to continue to move D-Lo to the forefront of being one of the strongest independent companies that's ever been around. As long as these pieces to the puzzle continue to fall the way they're falling, you know, and our team will have to grow because it is overwhelming for us. There's only 4 people in this circle now, so it would have to grow, you know. So, I mean, we try to keep it where everybody can make a decent amount of money, pay their bills, and you know, we're not living to the top of our ability, but I don't want a whole bunch of people running here and I got to cut 10 checks. I can't afford to cut 10 checks. So I try to keep it, you know, we all got to take on more than one job, but this is the world of the independent anyway.
Right. That makes sense. That definitely makes sense. So now, what excited you most before, like, really getting into the music industry about, you know, what gave you the drive to just want to be like, you know what, I love what the industry has to offer, and this is what I want to do. What gave you that momentum, basically?
What got me into it, to be honest, okay, just honestly taking it back to the beginning, I'm from New York. I'm born in New York. I lived in Lambert in the Bronx where you had the Scott LaRocks, and you had all these all these people in the park. This is when music was early, so being a person in the crowd watching somebody play a record on the turntables and then somebody just rapping or somebody beatboxing or Dougie Fresh, and you know, seeing that, it was embedded in me as a little 4-year-old kid. I was into it then, but for me to want to decide to make it a career, me being cool with Jermaine and everybody in Atlanta that was just doing music at the time, and, you know, at that point in time, I was in the streets doing my thing, I probably had every car. Like, I would buy a car and other people would go buy it after me. But what I realized is these guys can drive and do their shit. And me being honest, they could pull up in front of a club at will. I couldn't really pull my cars out like that because I was more scared of the street life, trying to be low-key, and make sure I'm be here. And it made me feel I felt like I was being robbed because I'm like, yo, all the work I'm putting in, I could take this same energy and put it into something legit and get to do what these guys are doing on a legit platform. So loving music from the start, wanting to really do it, and then just securing your future and being able to be here, it was just like a no-brainer for me. Like, I just totally shut that lifestyle out and just gave it up. And, I mean, I went from being at the top to the bottom to broke to zero for years. But I thought about my family, my freedom, never looking over your back for people trying to rob you. And it just was just music. And all I was doing was music. I mean, just from music. Every dime I was getting in from some of the earlier benefits was just promoting music. And Rashida just started popping underground. She started taking off, and we was just running, doing shows from city to city to city. We never had to really look back. Rashida stays booked 24/7. Like, so her career, I mean, we in other countries, every city. So we've been really fortunate from the underground work for it to, just keep us out there. We just been a lucky bunch, to be honest. We've just been lucky. I mean, not just luck, but the grind it actually paid off. Because people will be like, oh, why is she rapping? You got these people. She's not as big as Nicki Minaj. I mean, and and so on and so on. And they don't understand the income revenue that's down here for us. Nicki is going out at 100. Rashida's going out at 5,000. And if you ain't got 5,000, if it's 3,000, it just depends on where it's at. So you gonna always eat when you keep fair numbers.
Definitely.
So we just been fortunate to be out here, and then I didn't even think that I would ever start bringing in $4 or $5 grand to go stand in the club and do what you wanted to do when you were younger anyway. So now I got supplement income from myself just from hosting parties and appearing and just things that I never even thought of happening, and I'm just blessed to be a part of it and see it happen.
Right. So my last question for you is, do you feel like Love and Hip Hop is even giving yourself like a major platform?
Definitely a major platform because, I mean, the platform is huge, one of the biggest out, but at the end of the day, it does come with, negative. Is a lot of negative, and there's a lot of positives, and you got to learn to channel in the right way. There's a lot of stuff that happened with me and K. Michelle and Rashida and K. Michelle, and a lot of things that were said about me that are totally untrue. I got to defend. I've heard all type of rumors about me just come out the sky. I mean, I've been on this earth.
Right.
35 years ago, you heard nothing. And now all of a sudden, add another year onto it, and now I've heard everything under the sun. So you got to learn to deal with it, but you got to look at the blessings that come along with it. And my thing is to secure my future. And I'll listen to, these people who are in the corner talking about me. I'll take that because I got 95% of supporters, and I got another 5% of haters. But, they always tell you can't get nowhere without the haters because those are the ones who, they start the drama and people talk about you and you get more. And, I'm getting it. I'm like, okay, so you throw a negative shot and I'm everywhere now. And, you're on a positive roll. I'll skip over here. Let me go get this negative interview right quick. So, it comes with, like I said, you're going to win and you're going to lose. Last year, I was the super nice guy.
Is that Rashida calling in?
Yes, it is. What's going on?
Hey.
Yeah.
How are you?
So I'm going to I'll let y'all go ahead and do y'all thing, and we can pick it up from here.
All right, Kirk. Well, thank you so much again. Tell everybody where they can find you as far as social media is concerned.
You can definitely holler at me on Twitter. I'm at Frost117. The same on Instagram, at Frost117. Just holler at me. And I'm going to continue to do my thing.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Kirk, for everything that you've done for our show. We do appreciate you a lot.
All right. Appreciate it.
All right.